Hello, welcome. We're going to do well, quite frankly, let's get going. Let's start over. Okay, we're going to do a quick mat Pilates routine that's meant to help us stretch what's tight and strengthen what's weak. It's a wonderful one for when you go on vacation. In fact, I'm making this for a client that's leaving for I think 5 or 6 weeks to go on vacation, which a lot of people do here. It gets so hot. Okay, so we're gonna start right here. I have a ball. You can do this with or without a ball. It's completely up to you. We're gonna lie down, which actually, I don't think people realize how lying down and getting up, that's a thing. It's hard. Okay, so we're gonna push the ball away from us. We're gonna even soften our face, closing our eyes, pushing our toes away in opposition. And then go ahead and say, and let yourself just melt into the mat. We're going to do that 2 more times. This is so good for your spine. So almost like tighten up even your buttocks, even your quads, your calves, point your toes, push away, reach, 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 and then let out an audible and melts into the mat. We're going to reach the ball overhead. Our eyes are going to stay in line with the ball all at this time. We're going to nod chin to chest. The ball moves because our upper body is moving. That spine is moving, and I'm just adjusting the microphone. And then I keep diving chin to chest as I press the ball as far away from me as possible. If it comes to the bottom of my feet, that's awesome. If it doesn't, who cares? You're perfect. And then you're going to slowly walk that ball back down. This is our Pilates roll up. Wonderful to do right when you wake up and reach, reach, reach away. Ball reaches up just to the ceiling. We nod chin to chest. The ball's moving as a result of the spine moving. And I walk right here, pushing the ball here, maybe taking it to the bottom of my feet, pulling abdominals back. Notice that you already feel longer just from 2 roll-ups. They're the best move. I can't even tell you. I love them. You should too. Articulate through your spine as you go back down. And then last one, push through the toes, push through the fingers, reach up to the ceiling, nod chin to chest. Come on all the way up right here as I adjust this microphone thingy dingy. Walk at your ball. If it comes to the bottom of the feet, cool. If not, you're still cool. Restack and rebuild your spine in space, separating your feet to 10 and 2, slightly externally rotating your toes. Now, as if you're pulling the ball away or pulling the ball like a piece of taffy, set the shoulders down and back, set the elbows down. Once you feel that lat engagement, you're going to twist right here like you're reaching to touch a button with that elbow. You come back to center and we're twisting our spine. We're having the sensation that it's pits to hips, armpits to hips. And once we have that, then we twist in our spine as if we're touching something with our elbows in space. We're flexing our feet and pushing down on our heels for what I refer to as tensegrity. We then reach our arms out to a T. From right here, we're going to go into saw. So we're going to twist right here. The ball will come on the outside of this leg. We push that ball forward as we rotate this palm to the ceiling. I'm looking back to this armpit. I'm really focusing on flexing this foot and feeling that beautiful stretch, feeling myself slowly grow right here, and then drawing the ball back in space, meeting my hands right here. We're going to give it to the other hand and then twist right here, placing it on the outside of that foot, flipping this palm to the ceiling and looking to that armpit for sure. A great way to tell if you maybe need a shower, I don't know. Keep pushing that ball away, flexing that foot. That was a stupid joke. I apologize. Flip this palm up and then sit back. We're going to go ahead, take this ball right here, set those elbows down and back, pits to hips. As we rotate in our spine, maybe noticing how much, maybe you have more of a sense of space in your spine. That's awesome. This will really help with spine health. So we're going to do that one more time. Our arms reach, the ball comes into this hand. We twist and dive right here, pushing into the ball, pulling your abdominals back. Another reminder to flex that foot. Palm flips to the ceiling, looking to that armpit. Notice if you can go a little bit further, not pushing it, letting the body just kind of reorganize itself in spaces. Beautiful. The body's beautiful. Every single body. Reach out to a T. Twist right here. All comes on the outside. Rotate that palm so that as you're pressing forward, this arm is lifting up. That's that oppositional energy that we're talking about a lot in Pilates. Or at least I talk a lot about it. And then go ahead and come back. We're going to do one more spine twist right here. Flex the feet, turn them out, shoulders down and back, pits to hips. Twist an elbow. Keep that chin in line with the sternum so that we're not twisting with our head, which I see the tendency to do that a lot. So I cue this a lot. I'm super hypermobile myself, so I tend to rotate like I'm an owl. I'm not an owl. And then hands come back behind you, ball comes back behind you. From right here, we're going to go ahead. We're going to walk our feet together. We're going to dive forward, and as our head dives forward, our arms will lift up. We flex our feet. We're pushing forward right here. You're going to lower the ball, bend the elbows, lengthen and press that straight behind you, and then lift that up. This is meant to feel very therapeutic. Lower the ball, bend the elbows, press right here, reach through the heels like you're standing in space as your head reaches forward, and then the chin curls to the chest. We're going to do one more just like this. It should feel so good, you guys. Bend those elbows, lengthen through those hands, dive chin to chest, flex the feet, press forward, and then build up in space. Okay, those were our fun warm-ups. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn to this hip right here. And we are going to do a fun leg kick, but with a twist. So you're going to take this ball out to this angle, the corner of your mat, and you're going to place your bottom foot on it. And then this is the best part of Pilates is we get to just lie down. Okay, that's kind of a joke. Pilates is hard. But you're going to stack this foot right on top of the other. I tent my hand in front of me for stability, and I begin sweeping my foot up and flexing it down. I'm going to point and flex. I'm pushing into this elbow just a little bit so that I can feel a sense of that stability all along where my body is meeting the mat. And we're going to go up for 4, flex to come down with control. Did you know Pilates was originally called Controlology? I think that's so cool. It really speaks to the breadth of the work, if you will. Now flex that bottom foot that's up against that ball as you drag your heel in, kick it to the ceiling, and then come right back. We're going to flex our foot, reach up, go ahead and point to reach out of that hip socket as you pull that back. And breathing is another core component of Pilates. All of these things you can really include, honestly, in any workout routine. They just happen to be some of our core principles in Pilates. I use them in everything, even my daily life. Traffic, because traffic can be frustrating. So you center yourself, you find your breath, and bada boom, bada bang, you're super happy. Now, keep flexing this bottom foot. This leg's gonna come back behind us. It's gonna alligator chomp forward, turn the toe out as you press back. Your chest can definitely pitch forward here. As you reach that foot forward, you're pressing into that elbow, pointing that toe as you dip back. Let's go ahead. I try not to be super, how would you say, like a micromanager of breath. But if I had to tell you when to breathe, I would say breathe as you extend that leg back for 4, come back, and 3. I'm getting very, very excited right now because I get to eat lunch after this. and I do intermittent fasting, which makes my life super exciting. Okay, so you're gonna flex this foot and then we're gonna circle the leg around. Your circle is your movement, is doesn't reflect on anybody else. Be so proud of yourself for moving at all. Movement is medicine. Go ahead and reverse that beautiful circle right here. We have a second set after this. Another thing additionally you can do, but if you have back issues, I don't recommend it. You can add an ankle weight. Start out small with a half-pound ankle weight. That's my favorite for people. Hold this right here and we will start from the top. Okay, so from right here, we're gonna go ahead and I feel a lot more flexibility already in my legs. So I'm gonna point my toes, sweep up, and now I can almost bring it in line with my arch, which I could not do on the first set. I am human. I sit too much like the rest of at least the United States. Let me know if you know of anywhere we don't sit too much. I'm flexing my foot and pressing into the ball as my leg comes down. That manipulation of the tempo is going to give me more strength and I'm going to get more out of this workout, which I don't know about you guys, but efficiency is really an important thing for me. I made that up. I don't know if I believe that. Okay, we flex both feet here. We drag it until it meets our heel. We kick our leg to the ceiling and we tap down. We're gonna pull this in and kick that up. Now, we didn't do this on the first side, what we're gonna do right now, but we are gonna reverse it. We're gonna sweep, bend, press. Really imagine you have your own resistance here. The ball is underfoot to give us a lot more feedback, a sense of instability, and then thereby we can recruit more muscle, okay? That is key, very important. Float that leg back behind you, tense that hand, reestablish the abdominal connection. God knows after lunch mine won't be there. We're going to draw our foot forward, point the toe, turn out, dip that chest forward. If you wanted to, you could definitely draw this hand behind your head, dip your chest forward. Please look at your leg, check it out, tell yourself, I'm amazing. I'm serious. If you don't tell yourself, who will? Notice your leg feels like it's growing out of that hip socket, especially as you dip forward. It's because it is for floor. And this is bringing me to some news I have to tell you guys, that you can't be sad, okay? And two, sitting is killing more people today than smoking. I think that's crazy. So I'm just proud of you for moving that leg. Now, all of those were technically what we call eccentric movements, stretching and strengthening in both. We're gonna pivot to the other side. And just to prove my point, because my favorite thing is when my husband says, you're right. I'm kidding. Okay, no, that is my favorite thing. Feel how more open the hip feels of the leg that you worked versus not. You can close your eyes and use what we call introception to feel how you're feeling on the inside. We take our bottom flexed foot to this outer corner. We just chill our arm back behind us and we think to ourselves, this is fun. We tent our hand forward right here, and then we're gonna go ahead and take this foot here. You're gonna reach up to the ceiling, point that toe, envision and visualize. Is that the same thing? Totally fine if it is. Sometimes I just find myself making up words. And yeah, I don't know why I do that. Flex your bottom foot. I think it's because I have this app on my phone and it's called Word of the Day. You guys can check it out if you need to. It's pretty fun. And then flex that foot right here, pulling it in, stretching that leg straight up to the ceiling and tapping back down. And so they give you several words of the day, and it's hilarious. I'm not sure I've come up with one new word. I tend to look at it and be like, oh, I know that word. So that'll be my word of the day. like perennial. I use that one all the time. And 4, again, I think it's because I lived in Seattle and the perennial flowers were my favorite. Or I just like learned what they were at that time. I don't know. And 2, I can talk a lot about random stuff. Now, hold this leg. Check it out. It might be piked up a little bit higher because the ball behind you. No big deal. Your foot flexes to come forward. The toe points and you pitch your chest forward. You're going to flex your foot. That flex of the foot as your leg comes forward, it helps to stretch out your whole back body, you guys. This is important. We can't see our back, but we've got to work our back for 4. Woo! I was kind of proud of myself because I don't think I said for 4 until just now. That's pretty good. For 3, pitch your chest forward as you kick that leg back, pointing the toe when you go back, flexing when you come forward, and committing to yourself, you guys, to make every single move the best you can make it. So hand comes right here. We're going to do that leg circle. Make sure that that foot is flexed as you guide that leg up, down, and around. Okay, now I want a really controlled circle, not only because Pilates was called controlology, but because it demands a lot more of your stability muscles. We'll reverse for 5. Think of your leg as stirring a bowl of something. Like in P90X, he'd always say, you're stirring a bowl of soup. Hopefully it's healthy. And I was like, maybe it's healthy. Okay, hold it right here, you guys. We're going to go ahead and draw this heel in. Kick that up to the ceiling. Flex to come down. Drag, reach, and lower. If you wanted to know when to breathe, just keep breathing. No, I'm kidding. I'll tell you when. The exhale would be as the leg comes down here so that we have more control through the core. Right? Our forced exhale is scientifically proven to get our transverse abdominals to fire. And the reason that that is so important is it wraps around the spine. We refer to it as the girdle of the body, which is pretty exciting stuff. Okay, it's our second set. So let's reestablish tense your hand. Foot comes. Oh my gosh, my foot miraculously can come right into the arch, which I could not do on the opposite side. Sorry, first set. Cancel again. And reach, like an exclamation mark. And reach. Flex that bottom foot to keep that connection. Know every time that you come back to this movement is a chance to just connect with your body, your breath, and see how you're feeling at that moment. Our body's always changing based on even just emotional stress, travel, any of that crazy stuff we go through in our life. Stack that foot, hand comes behind the head. This is optional, the hand part. Flex the foot to come forward. As you point the toe to go back, you kind of pitch your chest forward. You reach, point the toe, and twisting in what we call your thoracic spine. It's just your mid spine right here. You've got 12 of them, I believe. For 5, pull it forward. So try it without the ankle weights, and as you build more strength over time, you can add them. For 3, this hip is feeling it. For 2, so I did work a lot this past week. I'll tell you why in a second, because I like to work. Tense the hand right here, flex your foot. I hardly think this is a real people job. We kick that leg up with flexion. Our bottom foot is still flexed so that we can create that tension I really like to. I refer to it as tensegrity in the body. And let's go for 5 more. At which time we're going to reverse. Sorry. I'm trying not to yell at you. Like in my most enthusiastic voice ever. For 4, I think it was all the times in my life people said to stop talking. For 3, sorry, that It's a bad joke too. For 2. And you are kick butt. So awesome. Kick it. Just kidding. That wasn't a move either. My jokes are so bad. Okay, we're going to take a little stretch. This video is intended to be added to the video. I'll put part 1 on this and then part 2. But if you only had about 10 minutes, this was a great one to start with. Anytime you're feeling tight in your back and in your hips, they always need love. We're gonna lie on our back here and we're gonna lift our hips up, but first we're gonna articulate through our spine to do so. So we tuck our hip points up towards our rib points as we roll bone by bone towards our shoulder blades. When we find the tips of our scapulas, our shoulder blades, we isometrically draw those feet towards your butt. And then you're going to feel those hamstrings turn on. You're going to place that ball right in between those inner thighs, or those knees is where my ball landed because it's overinflated, and that's okay. We're going to exhale as we squeeze the ball for 10, for 9, for 8. I'm pressing into my arms for a reason. It's shoulder bridge, right? And you'll see in more of the classical ones, they have their hands under here. So I do that for more advanced clients. We're not there yet. Just keep your hands here. Heck, I don't want to be there right now. For 3, for 2, hold that squeeze. Major inner thighs, which you'll see in video 2 as well. Pull those heels in towards the glutes. Reach those hands right here. You're going to tap the sacrum down. As you float the hips up, you reach back. You're going to tap the sacrum down. We're keeping that heel connection, pulling our heels in towards our butt. Okay. And we'll go for about 4 more. Now, sometimes people ask all the time, I'm kidding, I don't think anybody's ever asked me, why do we do so many weird things with our arms and our legs? But one thing that really helped it click for me when I was starting out in Pilates a long time ago, reach those arms overhead. We're going to squeeze that ball. We're going to tap our sacrum down and we're going to lift that up, giving a squeeze to the ball, initiating the first part of the exercise by pulling the heels towards the butt, because efficiency and quality of movement is super important. For 4. So the further away our arms and legs are from the core, the harder our core has to work. They're just levers of the core. So once you kind of get that into your brain, you'll notice why we do so many weird things in Pilates with our arms and legs, and bar as well. And then hold it up right here. Hit left and right, and then squeeze the ball. Hit left, right. Beautiful squeeze of the ball. Left, right, squeeze. And then keep oscillating or rotating from side to side. Maybe let that be your word of the day, oscillation. And hit, and hold your squeeze right here. That's right, we're getting to the finale. Do this. Inner thighs are so important for back health. We'll talk more about that later. We're gonna go ahead, lift your heels up and tap them down, lift them up and tap them down. You're doing amazing. I hope you're smiling. For 3, exhale 2, hold the heels up right here, float those arms right here, find the hug a tree arm for sure. Peel down through your spine, bone by bone. Notice the legs came up into tabletop. Arms are reaching out to a T. You like how I don't have enough room? I have very long arms though. Now, our hands can come behind our head, right underneath the nape of the neck, underneath that occipital bone. Elbows pick up 10 and 2. We're going to kick our legs out and pull them back in. Our eyes stay pretty glued to our thighs. See how genius that is? Eyes to the thighs. I love that. It's like motion is lotion. It's another one of my favorite sayings. You can keep your head up, or if your Pilates neck muscles aren't there yet, and it'll change depending on the day, how much stress you have, injuries, all sorts of variables. For 3, for 2, And then pull those knees in. Take that ball behind your legs right here, giving the ball a nice squeeze. Hands come to the shins, nice and wide elbows. Tucking your chin to chest, we're gonna roll like a ball. So keeping this C curve and this flexion in our spine, we roll back to the tips of our scapulas, squeeze the ball and come up. Keep those elbows wide, and let's do it one more time. I am super insecure about my rolling like a ball. I don't think it looks good, so please don't comment. Take that ball right here for the finale of the exercise. As we reach up, you'll tap down and up just for a couple. You can turn your toes out here to access those inner and outer obliques for sure, for 2. Hold it right here as you peel down. Keep those legs up. Float those legs back behind you. Take your last spine stretch. Reach and push in opposition. And then let's slowly roll it up because the roll up is cool. Okay, I hope that you're having a wonderful vacation if you are using that on your vacation. And I hope that you have a great day. Let me know what you think.